Hello everyone. Before we begin, take a slow breath with me. In and out. Good. Now imagine we're sitting together, maybe with a cup of coffee, just talking. No pressure, no heavy terminology, just curiosity. Today we're exploring something many people think they understand, but only on the surface: autism spectrum disorder. And if you stay with me until the end, I promise you'll walk away thinking, I never thought of it like that. Autism is not an illness, not something broken, not something that needs to be fixed. Think of it instead as a different operating system, Windows versus Mac OS. Both work, but differently. Autistic brains process the world using another route: sounds, light, routines, emotions, social signals. Same world, different filter. Different does not mean less. Me show you a picture. A child sits on the floor, building a puzzle piece by piece. Calm, focused. Minutes pass, then hours. Nearby, another child moves quickly between toys, full of energy. Most adults point and say, this is normal play. But what if the puzzle child isn't slow? What if they're simply deeply focused? Sometimes, focus is a superpower. Some autistic people notice what most of us ignore: the hum of a lamp, the rhythm of a fan, the distant ticking of a clock. Some see patterns instantly: numbers, shapes, colors. Some fall in love with a topic so deeply that they explore it like an ocean diver. Dinosaurs, music, astronomy, programming, trains. Not obsession, passion. This is why it's called a spectrum, not a line, a rainbow. Each color representing a different experience. Each mind, a different strength. On one side, someone is verbal and independent. On the other, someone communicates through pictures or devices. Both are autism. Both deserve respect. Professionals use something called the DSM-5. Think of it as a map. Useful, but not the entire landscape. It describes two main areas. 1. Differences in social communication and interaction. 2. Repetitive behaviors, routines, strong interests. But remember, maps don't show sunsets or wind. Real life does. So let's step into real life. Imagine a group of friends talking. Jokes, laughter, eye contact moving naturally. Everyone knows the rhythm of conversation, like a dance. Someone, however, stands a little off to the side. They want to join, they try, but entering the rhythm feels like solving a puzzle. In their mind, was that sarcasm? Should I speak now? Did I miss the moment? Why is everyone laughing? Eye contact might feel like bright headlights. Small talk might feel like a puzzle without edge pieces. Not unwilling, just overwhelmed. Now picture repetitive movements, hand flapping, rocking, spinning objects. From the outside, it may look unusual, but inside the autistic brain, this is stimming, a calming beat in a world that sometimes feels too loud. Imagine having a switch that softens anxiety. That's what stimming is, a self-regulation tool. Now let's walk into a shopping mall together. Coffee machines hissing, music playing, voices bouncing, perfume in the air, bright lights overhead, shoes clicking against the floor. Most brains filter this out automatically, but for some autistic minds, all of it arrives at once. Like a phone receiving 100 notifications instantly. Hands over ears isn't misbehavior, it's survival. A nervous system saying, I need a break. This is why small accommodations matter. Noise-cancelling headphones, softer lighting, visual schedules, predictable routines. Tiny changes, massive relief. Autism is also described in support levels, not labels. Level 1, mostly independent, support helps socially or with planning. Level 2, regular support needed, routine brings comfort. Level 3, daily support required, not because they can't, but because the world isn't designed for their wiring. You may have heard the word Asperger's. Once a separate diagnosis, now part of the spectrum. The name changed, people didn't. Many with this profile have incredible analytical thinking, strong memory, artistic creativity, remarkable focus. They code for hours, draw tiny details, hear musical patterns others miss. Different? Yes. Less? Never. But let me slow down for a moment. Because behind every definition, every sentence, there is a real person. A kid, a teenager, an adult, navigating the world differently. Let me tell you a short story. I once watched a little boy build block towers. Not one tower, but 10. Carefully, piece by piece, aligning every block perfectly. Some adults whispered, "He never plays with others, he just lines things up." But his mother leaned toward me and said quietly, "He isn't avoiding them. He's understanding the world one block at a time." That line stayed with me forever. We often judge what we don't understand, but difference isn't broken. Difference is where creativity begins. The child lining blocks today might engineer bridges tomorrow. Now imagine a classroom. The teacher asks a question, hands shoot up, voices overlap, laughter. One student stays silent, eyes down. Not because they don't know the answer, not because they are shy, but because finding the right moment to speak feels like stepping into traffic. Yet at home, that same child talks for an hour about space, trains, dinosaurs, Minecraft, full of life and excitement. Communication isn't gone, it blooms where comfort lives. Picture a birthday party, music loud, balloons popping, people talking over each other. You might think fun, but an autistic brain might feel overload. Lights too bright, clothes itchy, smells strong, all sounds at once, no filter, no volume control. A meltdown is not bad behavior. It is a nervous system saying, "This is too much, I need space." Imagine if malls had quiet rooms, schools had sensory corners, restaurants had headphone-friendly tables. How many meltdowns would turn into calm moments? How many children would feel safe instead of ashamed? Support doesn't always look big. Sometimes it's as simple as visual schedules and picture routines, soft lighting instead of fluorescent glare, noise-cancelling headphones, fidget toys to stay regulated, short instructions instead of long speeches. We will leave in 5 minutes instead of sudden change, comfortable clothes instead of dress code. Small tools, massive relief. Progress with autism rarely arrives like fireworks. It arrives like sunrise, slowly, quietly, and then suddenly everything looks brighter. One extra second of eye contact, one new word, sharing a toy, sitting at the table 5 minutes longer than last week. Tiny moments, actually huge victories. And remember, autistic kids grow into autistic adults. Some work best alone at night when the world is quiet. Some hyper-focus on code, music, art, or maps for hours. Some memorize entire historical timelines. Some need structure because chaos feels unsafe. Different minds build extraordinary things. Einstein, Newton, Mozart. Many believe they showed traits we now associate with autism. Different wiring isn't a limitation, it's a unique blueprint. But challenges exist too. Anxiety, OCD, ADHD, sensory overwhelm, often companions, not enemies. A loud room can drain energy like a battery. A sudden plan change can feel like the ground shifting. A misunderstood tone can feel like rejection. So instead of asking, "What's wrong with them?" ask, "How can we adjust the environment so they shine?" A plant doesn't fail in shade, it just needs sunlight. People are the same. Therapies like ABA, TEACCH, PECS, sensory integration, they're not magic wands, they're tools. Tools that help communication grow, reduce stress, build independence and confidence. But tools only work when combined with patience, respect, and love. The goal is not to erase autism or make someone normal. The goal is to help them feel safe being themselves. Autism doesn't make life less, it makes life different, and different can be brilliant. Before we finish, imagine a world like this. Classrooms with sensory corners, workplaces allowing headphones, supermarkets with quiet shopping hours, instructions flexible, not forced, acceptance instead of correction. Not only would autistic lives get easier, the whole world would become kinder. Autism isn't a flaw, it's a rhythm, steady and unique, a melody with a different beat, and when we learn to listen, we hear music we never noticed before. If this video gave you even one new perspective, share it. Someone out there might need this understanding today. And subscribe for more content like this, not just for the algorithm, but because awareness changes lives. Thanks for being here. Take care of yourself, be kind, and I'll see you in the next one.